everyone, welcome to week 18 of sock season, February 25th through March 2nd, 2024. I'm Carol, host of A Stitch in Time, and I can be found on Ravelry as Knits and Pearls. This week I am delighted to highlight one of my favorite designers, Very Busy Monkey. I have shown you some of her sock designs in the past, and I've also knit quite a number of her shawls. And today I have 5 more pairs of socks to show you, including a mystery sock. First up are the Anthology mystery socks, which I knit in August 2017 from some Hazelknits yarn. This is the Entice MCN base in the Cirrus colorway. And once again, Very Busy Monkey offers us everything we would want in a mystery sock. Lace, cables, texture, it's all there. So let me show these to you. See how the cuff pattern feeds down into the rest of the sock. You have this garter stitch here, eyelets separating the different sections, some cabling going on here, and they all feed down to this ribbed instep. So again, I will turn this sock on my sock blocker so you can see both the front and the back. So there's the back. And then you can hopefully see how this stitch pattern feeds on into the instep. And of course, you will see it even better when I show you this model shot. Next up are the Nutmeg Socks. I was lucky enough to win this pattern by participating in the Ravelenics. The Ravelenics are a series of knit-alongs that take place adjacent to the Olympics. And I knit these socks in November and December of 2012. I used some Hazelknits yarn, a new to me base called Piquant Light, and I had received it earlier that year as part of the Hazelknits Yarn Club. And this is the sandalwood colorway, which seemed perfect for a sock inspired by nutmeg. So let me bring this in closer, and you can see that this is another textured sock with lace and cables and garter stitch. Another wonderful design by Very Busy Monkey. I am a big fan of handmaiden Casbah, and I was happy to find this pattern to use with the Safari colorway. These are the Centrifugal Force socks, and I knit them in October and November of 2014 as part of a Very Busy Monkey make-along. Now, you may be able to see on the screen, and you can see in real life, that one sock is slightly lighter than the other. And that's just the nature of a lot of hand-dyed yarns, but it doesn't really bother me. Here you can see they look much more the same color, and in real life the contrast is not that great. But this is such a pretty colorway and really fun socks to knit with its spiraling stitch pattern. And you can see that the spirals are going in opposite directions, and so these socks are mirror images of themselves. right along, these are the Cuso Socks, which I knit as part of a Very Busy Monkey make-along from January through March 2016. And this time I used another hazelnuts yarn, this time the artisan sock base in a one-of-a-kind or rogue colorway. So as you can see, it's a blue-red overwashed with black. So let me show you this beautiful textured sock up close. So you can see the cuff is like a zigzagged garter stitch pattern, and then there are all these textured patterns that run all the way down the sock. To me, this design has kind of a Gansey feel. And even though the socks do look quite large, when they're on the sock blocker, they actually fit very nicely. So that is a little bit deceiving. So another wonderful design by Very Busy Monkey, and in my favorite color. Last year, I hosted the Yarn of the Month Club make-along in the A Stitch in Time podcast Ravelry group, and this was my May yarn. I had a skein of Belle by Art Feel in the rabbit hole colorway, and a matching mini skein of Cabernet in the same yarn. And my initial plan was to knit a pair of plain stockinette socks with complementary heels and toes. But unfortunately, the yarn did not knit up as I'd either expected nor hoped. And so the search was on for the perfect pattern to complement this yarn. And after some searching and experimenting, I settled on Cupia by Very Busy Monkey. And even though I wasn't very happy with these socks when I first finished them, not because of the pattern, just because the yarn didn't do what I wanted it to do. With some time and distance, I have come to like them. So let me bring this a little closer. You can see the textured ripple pattern. Alternates stripes of stockinette and garter stitch. And then as you can see, I did do the complementary heels and toes. And once again, you will notice that one sock is slightly darker than the other. Again, is just a byproduct of some hand-dyed yarns and doesn't really bother me. All in all, I am happy with these socks when all is said and done. Now that I've exhausted my inventory of Very Busy Monkey socks, I thought I would share a couple of different gradient socks with you. One knit from a set of gradient mini skeins and the other from a set of matching sock blanks. So first up are the Hanging Garden of Babylon socks. And this is a pattern by Lowbug Designs. I received both the pattern and the yarn as part of the 7 Wonders Club from the Unique Sheep back in 2011. And when I opened up this shipment, I knew I wanted to knit them immediately. And so let me bring these closer and you can see both the textured lace patterns that run down the sock. You can see it has a short row heel. and then there would have been 5 mini skeins that all faded into each other. And you achieve that look by alternating a few rows as you change colors, and so you get that gradual gradient look to them. So these are super pretty, obviously in some of my favorite colors, and I'll show them to you on my feet now. This is the final pair of socks for this week. Aren't they pretty? These are the Gil ABY Socks by Carol Feller, and the pattern is from her book, Knitting with Rainbows. I knit these back in September 2016 while taking part in a knit-along for that book. And I used some matching sock blanks from Ocean Wind Knits. They were the Sushi Sock Gradients in color number 8. And according to my project notes, that was the first time I'd ever used a sock blank. And I was concerned about the crinkly nature of the yarn, but was happy to see that after I blocked them, the crinkliness all went away. Apparently, I'd also tried a new decrease designed to closely match knit 2 together. And instead of doing a slip knit, I did a knit 2 together left. And apparently I really liked how it looked, but then I must have promptly forgotten about it because I think I've been SSKing ever since. But I'm going to try it again, and I will provide a link to the instructions and tutorial for that stitch in case it's something you would like to try too. So let me bring this in closer, show you this beautiful lace and ribbed pattern design. You can see I have a short row heel, and I love the gradient nature of this yarn. So I think this is definitely a good pair to end on. As always, I will provide links to my Ravelry project pages for all of the socks I showed you today. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And if you would like to see more knitting and other crafty content, then be sure to check out regular episodes of A Stitch in Time. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you again next week.